So, good morning, team, and a very warm welcome to the TrioTech software training programs. So, this training program is on Oracle Fusion Financials Cloud, and it is conducted by the TrioTech Software Training Institute team. My name is Abhishek. I'm an Oracle certified trainer, and I'm the official trainer for this batch. Now, especially for those students who have just joined today, for them, I'll give a quick brief on what we are going to do here in this training program. So the first of all thing here is no coding required. That means we are not going to do any kind of codings in this training program. Still, we are going to learn in depth about Oracle Fusion Financial. We'll understand the key concepts. We understand the key configurations that are applicable. We'll understand the end-to-end configurations that are applicable in terms of Oracle Fusion Financial application. Now, one of the important points that I've already highlighted, please keep that in mind. So the objective of this training program is how to land upon a high beginner without coding knowledge and without a non-IT background. So if you don't have a coding knowledge, yes, absolutely fine. We are not going to do any kind of codings here. And even if you don't have any IT background, you're not familiar with the IT background, absolutely fine. We'll start from scratch. We'll learn uh, about the product, about the application, about the details, business process, end-to-end project implementation phases and all, right? So we're going to cover here. It doesn't require any previous IT experience or background. However, we do have a mixed match of population where we have freshers who are new to the concept, but we do have also the students who are already working as a part of IT consulting, who do have a knowledge in this context, or also we have students who are familiar with the IT concept but who are new to the financials, right? So for them also the training program is going to be helpful. Now, just a brief introduction of myself, especially the students who have just joined today. So my name is Abhishek Kumar. I'm an Oracle certified implementation consultant with 12 plus years of experience in end-to-end Oracle consulting. And during this tenure, I have worked in the 10 implementation and support projects in multiple legislations, including US, UK, Middle East, Singapore, Australia. So I've worked for private sector implementation. I've worked for government sector, public sector implementations during this tenure. And I've worked with various organizations, including Big Four. I've worked with Deloitte, Oracle, EY, PwC, and multiple other mid-sized companies as an Oracle Fusion Financial Consultant. And in terms of training, I have delivered 30 plus corporate training batches for Oracle Fusion Financials, where the objective of the training batches is to upskill the knowledge and skill set of the corporate employees where the Oracle application has been implemented. Along with that, in terms of the regular batches in Oracle Fusion Financials, I have delivered all more than like 20 batches successfully in terms of Oracle Fusion Financials training, right? So that is something that I have done. Quick meeting norms, I'll just repeat, we'll go through this quickly. So meeting has already been recorded, so no need to worry on the recordings part of this meeting. And once the meeting ends, what we do, we upload the recorded sessions in the official portal of the TrioTech, right? So there's no need to record the same on your part. And during the meeting, request to keep yourself on mute and in so that we can effectively cover the meeting agenda. But in case you have any queries during the meeting, so feel free to put in the chat section, Zoom chat section, where me along with my admin team will be happy to assist you at the end of the session in the dedicated question and answer. And offline also, you can connect with us in the official WhatsApp number. So from there also, we can help you out. All right, so let's move ahead. So what we have in today's agenda, team. So first is we'll be discussing on the training outcome. So this is also something which is important, where we should be having a clear understanding that what should we expect after the training program completes, or what kind of outcomes we can expect once we are done with this training program, right? Then we'll have a discussion on the various work profiles. The experienced students are already aware on that part. However, I'll give a brief here, especially to the fresher students who are new to the concept. So, what are the various work profiles that are available in the market in terms of job opportunities and all? Then we'll be talking about the implementation companies, who all are the companies or organizations involved in the execution of the Oracle Fusion Financials application, right? So that includes the developer company, the product company, the implementation consulting companies, the end user companies, and all. So we'll understand with the help of example there, right? Then in the next part or the second part of this session, what we are going to do, we are going to navigate to the Oracle Fusion financial application. So the basic navigation will understand how the application look like, and how to navigate to the application. What are some of the preliminary steps that we are going to do in order to access the application, and how to have a overall understanding about the application. That is something we'll look into, right? So that includes your uh, basic navigation components, that includes your enabling the offerings that are available in the application, and then we'll also understand the security part. So we'll go through that, like what are the initial steps that we need to do. Then we'll have a dedicated question and answer round where we'll go through the questions that you have about this batch, about this training program, or any career related questions that you have. So that is something we'll be covering here. Okay. Now, one quick thing. So we also have our admin team as part of this batch, as part of this meeting. So the admin team has already shared the link of the enrollment forms, right? So by any chance, if you are not able to complete your enrollment yesterday, then you can just access this form, the Zoom chat, and you can fill in your information to complete the enrollment. Because going forward from tomorrow, it is going to be the regular classes where we are going to start with the topics. The meeting links are going to change. So based on the enrollments, only the updated meeting links will be shared, and the corresponding resources like the meeting recordings, access to the TrioTech portal, and various documentations related to training will be also be shared based on the enrollment. So in order to make sure that you have uninterrupted access to the classes, meetings, please make sure that your enrollment process is complete. Now, let's move to the next part here, team. So first, we'll talk about the training outcomes. So what is going to be the outcome of this training program? So I have highlighted some key points. There can be many other points in terms of the outcomes, but there are some key points which is going to help you to understand that what I can expect in terms of the product. Okay. So first is product knowledge. So is this training program is going to enhance my product knowledge? Answer is yes. And here I mentioned both for the freshers and experience that's going to be helpful, where you'll be able to gain the product knowledge. Now, here what we need to understand, the approach that we are going to follow is not only to understand the functional part of the application, means to understand various processes in the application. No, we are going to understand the configuration related aspect also. We'll be doing the end-to-end configuration. Based on those configuration, we'll be testing various functionality. We'll be looking into the reports and all, and we'll be talking about the various solution and the best business practices that are followed in terms of implementation of this application, right? So that is definitely going to enhance your product knowledge. Okay. Second is one of the key objective, which is secure a job in Oracle domain. So both for freshers and experienced students, uh, the end result should be we should be able to secure a job in the Oracle domain. So here, one thing that we need to understand is, uh,
तो आलू का उतना अच्छा नहीं लगेगा
okay, I'll put you
यहाँ
on mute. Just give me a minute. All right. So in terms of Oracle Consulting, what we have, many of the companies, consulting companies, what they do, they time to time they release the job opportunities in the open market in terms of Oracle Consulting, where they look for experienced consultants, where they look for even fresher consultants, right? So one of the add-on advantage of this training program is that if you are already trained on the product, right? So that is where the companies had to spend less time and effort in order to train you in the Oracle Fusion Financials platform, right? So that was the traditional practice that almost all the companies used to do. They used to hire the freshers, give them training for 4 to 6 months, and then they were available for deployment in any of the project assignments, right? But that used to take a lot of time and efforts from the from the company side, right? So then and there, this concept of training was introduced, where now the training institutes are available who can impart training to the students in Oracle Fusion Financials. And now, once you are there, you have done those training, you understand the product, right? So when you appear for an interview, that is an add-on advantage, where the companies who are hiring, they are well aware that we have to spend less time and efforts on the consultant because he's already aware of the product. So only uh, the basic details or basic training will be required. Maybe the case depending on the different project requirement, and you're ready to deploy, right? As a resource, you'll be ready to deploy a resource, and that is what is going to give you an add-on advantage over the other consultants or over the other fresher students, right? Upskill product knowledge. So this third point is specifically related to the experienced one, where they already have the knowledge or already got an opportunity to work on the product, right? In terms of Oracle Fusion Financials, right? But they have a bit, very little knowledge. Or maybe they have the exposure of the front end functionality. They're not really aware of the solution designing, not really aware of the configuration, or it may be the other way around, where they have exposure of the configuration, but they have not explored different functionalities, right? So that is where upskill of product knowledge is something that we have covered here. Enhanced subject knowledge, because of the reason the mode of training or the oral format of training is such that we are going to cover end-to-end scenarios, including the configuration, including the testing, including the reports, so and including the solution designing, right? We very well will be talking here about the solution designing, best business practices. So that is something which is going to give you enhanced subject knowledge in terms of Oracle Fusion Financials. Now, next point here is to learn about the end-to-end implementation cycle, right? So, as mentioned yesterday, the approach that we are going to follow is going to be real-time project implementation, which means how in a real-time business scenario a project is implemented, what are the stages or cycles that are there in the project implementation, and what are the key inputs and output which are there as a part of implementation cycle. So that all we are going to cover here. So that is going to help you to understand the end-to-end cycle, their inputs, their output, what is the expected outcome of each and every stage. That is something to understand here. And last and not the least, which is prepare for Oracle certification. So as you may be aware of this part, Oracle do have certification program which is conducted by Oracle University. So it is not mandatory to do the certification as such, but this is kind of like add-on advantage whenever you are appearing for an Oracle interview or you are applying for a job, that if you have certifications, that is going to be always an add-on advantage, right? So certification in terms of like Oracle professionals, certification is there for various Fusion financial modules, and also it is there for other tracks, other modules also, right? So just to highlight here, nowadays the approach or the oral format of Oracle certification has changed. Before it was 100% MCQ. Now the same has been divided into two parts. One is practical based certification exam. One is theoretical based, which is MCQ based. So in the practical based certification exam, what you are given is you are given an access of an application, live application, and then you are given various business scenarios, that these are the business scenarios that we have, and you need to do the configurations accordingly. And as per the configuration that you're going to do during the exam, you are going to get the marks allotted, right? And now, as per the format, it is mandatory to clear both the aspect, means the practical aspect as well as the theoretical aspect, both you need to cover or you need to clear in order to clear the certification exam. So this training is also to help you out in preparation for this Oracle certification, right? So that is also something which is going to be an important aspect here in terms of the training outcome. Now, let me move to the next part here, team, which is roles. So, in terms of opportunities, what kind of roles we can expect in the global market in terms of Oracle consulting is something that we need to understand here. So, I've highlighted some of the key role names, right? So, maybe organization to organization, these role names may differ here, which is mentioned here. The profile may differ, but in general, these are some of the key roles that you are going to see in every other consulting company, right? Or vendor company or end user company, but we'll also understand what is the concept here. So first is implementation consultant. So so what is an implementation consultant team? It's a role where you are a part of a product implementation team who is responsible for implementing the product or application in any given business scenario, right? So here, what we need to understand, there is a business, let's say banking industry or the financial industry, insurance industry, or manufacturing industry, right? So under that, there are, let's say, various companies who are working, and now they're looking for an ERP product, and they have preferred Oracle Fusion for Cloud as their preferred ERP product, right? So what needs to be done is the product needs to be implemented as per the needs and requirement of the business, right? So for that, what happens, there is a specific terminology which is called implementation team, and as a part of implementation team there are implementation consultants who are responsible for implementing the product on behalf of the end user company. So normally you'll be part of the team here under vendor company or here under the consulting company as an implementation consultant, but you'll also see nowadays even the end user companies. So if it is like big size companies, they also have their internal implementation team. So even opportunities are available under the end user companies also. So you have same opportunity in the vendor company, consulting company, end user companies. All the three places you'll be able to find opportunities in terms of Oracle Fusion Financial Consulting. Okay. Then you have support consultant. Support consultant means that role which is going to be there once the product or application has been implemented, then to provide regular support on the application, that how to use the application or anything that comes up with the application. So how to support the business user in that context is where your support consultant role is going to be applicable. So it is this kind of roles are available in the vendor company, same with the consulting company, and that kind of opportunities are even equally applicable for the end user company. Then one of the latest profile, which is nowadays very common or which is very preferred uh, role, which is product testing consultant. So product testing consultant means anytime where an implementation company has implemented the product on behalf of the end user company, then there are dedicated roles as a consultant who are responsible to test the product, whether the implementation company has implemented the product as per the requirements of the end user company or not, right? So one of the very, very uh, common profile nowadays, right, which is product testing consultant. And last and not the least, freelancing or contractors, where equally vendor company, consulting company, and user company, they hire on the freelancing basis, on a contractual basis to work on specific contracts or to work on specific implementation programs or support programs, right? So that is also something that is applicable in case you are not looking for the full-time employment, you are looking as a to work as a freelancer, as a contractor. So in that case also, these opportunities are very well available. Now here, the team I have mentioned three terminologies, which is vendor company, consulting company, end user company. Let me also give you some examples of that so you understand uh, the context here. So when we say opportunities are available with the vendor company, consulting company, or end user company, so what exactly that means, right? So these are the various organizations that are involved in the execution of the product. So if you see here, vendor company basically the company who has developed this product, who is selling the subscription of this product. So it is Oracle Corporation. The product is owned by Oracle Corporation. So here when I say you have these kind of opportunities in the vendor company also, so does it mean the product company itself or something else? So yes, Oracle do have its one of the subsidiaries, or it almost in every country it has the consulting wing. We call it as the consulting companies of Oracle, right? So those are part of Oracle Corporation only, owned by Oracle. So uh, the companies deal only in implementation and support programs, right? So this is the company Oracle Corporation was in development of the product. Then a separate part of the same is available, which is Oracle Consulting, so who deals in the implementation and support program. So when we say that you have the opportunities there, so that means these roles are equally applicable in the Oracle Consulting, right? So in the Oracle company itself, right? So you can work with Oracle itself in terms of consulting. Then you have the second one, which is consulting company. We call it as consulting or partners company. So these are the companies who have industry-wide experience. They are experts in the industries in specific regions and implementing the application to various end user companies, right? And these companies have been, they are in partnership with Oracle as the implementation partners, right? So some of the big names I have mentioned here, recognized names I have mentioned here. There are hundreds of companies, mid-size, small-size, big-size companies who are in partnership with Oracle, who uh, provides implementation services, support services, enhancement services to the end user companies, right? So some of the recognized names here are, we have Accenture, we have Cognizant, we have Deloitte, IBM, Infosys, PwC, TCS, KPMG, Wipro, and lots of companies. You name the company, they have Oracle practice which has been set up, right? So almost all the big companies in India do is involved in the Oracle consulting, right? So this is the place where maximum of the opportunities you'll get in terms of Oracle consulting, where these companies hire students with the experience of Oracle financials as a part of Oracle consulting team, so that they can implement and provide support on behalf of the end user companies. Now, number three, who is end user company? End user companies means who are the actual users, those companies who have taken subscription for the ERP cloud product as in order to manage their business related processes, right? So some of the recognized example here of the companies who are working on the Oracle ERP platform. So which includes these names like Bharti Airtel Limited, Bajaj Alliance. Then you have SBI Cards in India. Then you have some international brands. You have Uber, Zoom, FedEx, right, Mazda, Bosch, right? So these are some of the names that are officially available on the Oracle official website also as some of the recognized end user companies, and hundreds of companies you'll be able to see who are working on the Oracle Fusion Cloud platform, right? So hope now you understand what is a vendor company, consulting company, and end user company, and how various opportunities are related to these companies, right? So you have various opportunities that you can find as a part of these companies. Now, uh, don't be restricted with only these one or these values here. These are just illustrative companies names that we have mentioned here. Hundreds of companies you have working on Oracle Fusion Cloud platform. So equal opportunities are available, not only in India, globally, right? So if you are looking for a global exposure in terms of Oracle Fusion Financials Cloud, rest assured, you have a lot of opportunities in terms of the Oracle Fusion Consulting. All right, team. So with this, let me move to the next part of this session where let's have a basic understanding of the Oracle Fusion Financials application, right? So let's have a navigation walkthrough and all. So let me go back here. All right. So first thing here, in order to access an application, right, there are three things that you require. One is the URL of the application, as it's a cloud-based, web-based application. So you need the valid URL. Then you need a user ID and password. So that is something we call it as credentials, right? So you need a valid credentials. You need the URL. So in any given scenario, whether you are working on a support project or you are working on an implementation project, so the first thing that you should be expecting is a valid user credential account, right? We call it as user account or user credential, we call it as, right? So that is something which you'll be requiring in order to access the given product, okay, or application. So let me take one of the URL from here. And we'll go to the browser. So you can use any of the browser to access the application. It doesn't work fine, right? And let me uh, start from the scratch here. All right. So when you enter the URL here on the tab, then you'll be able to see something called signing screen where you'll be able to see this uh, terminology, which is Oracle Application Cloud, and you have these details, which is user ID and password, right? Then you have this company single sign-on, which is going to be applicable once the product is implemented, and then employees have their corporate accounts, right? Corporate credentials and all, like they have their, uh, we can say Outlook accounts and all. So there, the single sign-on can also be configured, which means that once you click on single sign-on, all the applications related to that particular organization will be accessible just by single sign-on functionality. But for us, as of now, it is going to be based on the user ID and password, right? So I'll enter the user ID here. So it's here, and enter the password, and then just click on sign in. So once you click on sign in, you'll be able to land on a page like this, right? Now, the only changes here can be uh, this theme, right? So theme is something that business to business may vary. This is something which can be personalized as per the needs and requirement of the business. The color combinations can be different. That is the only changes you'll be able to see from one application to other. Otherwise, this is how you'll be able to see various icons here. Correct. So these icons, each of these icons is related to a module or is related to a specific subject area. Maybe it is from procurement side, maybe it is from human capital management side, maybe it is on financial side. For example, here you see receivables, right? So this is a part of financials module. Okay. Then you see payable, part of financial module, general accounting, part of financial modules, and so on. You have fixed assets and so on. Then you have cash management, you have procurement, which is a part of supply chain management around. So now the first thing here is salutations and all this is okay, or good morning as name of the user and all. But the first thing is you should be able to access these prompts here. So first thing here is like every user will be able to access these prompts here or all the modules here. Answer is no. It is not going to be by default that each and every user is going to have access of everything in the application. Very limited access will be there, and within that also some user account related access will be there by default. Will not be having any access of any modules here. This is something which is governed by a concept called roles. We have role-based security in the application, which means that once the user is assigned the roles related to specific module, only after that he will be able to access that particular module within the application. For example, here, let's say we have a module called general ledger. Okay, so the general ledger module needs to be assigned to a particular user. Let's say user A is responsible for doing the GL related or general ledger related activities, right? So what exactly there in GL general ledger, that is single study, the part of GL discussion. But let's say as of now, there's a module called general ledger, which is responsible for doing maintaining all the accounting entry and balances. So if a user want to have an Excel, so what needs to be done? A role needs to be assigned for general ledger to the user, right? So role here I mentioned. Now, role names, when we are going to assign the role names and everything we are going to look into, right? Similarly, user B is responsible for accounts payable, user C is responsible for accounts receivable, D is responsible for fixed asset, E is responsible for cash management. So each of these users should be having respective roles to access the module. Now, one question here is like user A along with the general ledger also handles the accounts payable. So it cannot be done? Yes. What is going to happen is we need to assign user A another role which is called accounts payable, right? Similarly, if user A is also responsible for cash management, we need to assign the role. Accordingly, he'll be able to find these options here, right? So as of now, my account is an admin account. I'm having all the roles assigned, so that is the reason why you see all the various models option available here. But in reality, it is going to be need-based access, requirement-based access. What kind of profile you handle based on that, the roles will be assigned, and then we'll be able to access the particular functionality or particular module here. Okay. Now, In terms of like consulting, all right, let's say you're part of consulting team, you're part of implementation team, support team, right? So in that case, generally we'll be having all kinds of access. It is not going to be restricted to one or two modules. It is going to be all modules at a given point of time, right? So that is something which is okay. But this is something which this concept is applicable when we talk about the end users. End users means when we actually deliver the product to the end users, and then based on what roles they require, based on that they will be given the access, right? So that is something you need to understand. So don't understand that by default we'll be having access to everything. No, only based on whatever roles that has been assigned to me. Okay. Now let's also understand some of the basic things here. So on the top left, we have the logo. So by default, whenever it's a new application, we'll be able to see the Oracle logo here. But this is also something that can be changed as per the business requirements. So business related logo can be attached here, right? So all these are part of the theme settings and all. So that is something which is taken care by the admin level only, right? So there is no need on the finance side to go into all these details, right? From the finance side, we'll be more concentrating on the finance modules and all. But what I'm trying to say here is from one application to another, you may feel like the look and feel is a bit different, right? Because this is because of the personalized themes and logos. Okay. Then some of the basic options we have here, we have the home icon. So anywhere you are anywhere in the application, you want to navigate back to the home page like this. So you have the home icon here. So this is the favorites icon. We'll understand later on. We'll discuss these things, these remaining three later on. But let me first focus on something important here. So on the extreme right, on the top of the screen, you have something called settings and action, right? Very basic navigation we are looking into, right? These are the options, or these are the icons that you're going to use on a day-to-day basis, right? And no need to remember anything as of now, right? Just go through the flow here. And when we actually start using the application on a day-to-day basis, right? So easily you'll be able to recall this, what this icon is for, right? So all these icons has a good utility on a day-to-day basis, right? So we'll be able to find the utility there on a daily basis, right? So this is important, which is settings and actions. So just click on the setting and action. So the first thing you'll be able to do here is sign out, right? So you can officially sign out from this application. Let's say you want to sign out from the application, so just like we sign out from the emails, email accounts and all. Same thing can be done from here also. You can sign out from this. Again, you'll be back on the login page or sign in page. From there, you can sign in again. Okay. Then there are some key options, various options you are able to see here. So all are not applicable for now, as I have been account, so I have all the possible options here. But there are some key options that we should be able to understand. The first thing is going to be this one, which is set preferences. Okay, so if I go to set preferences, and here I have various options. I can change the password from here, language details and all. So let me go to the first option, which is important here, which is regional. And this is something which is important. So anytime when you're creating your user account for the very first time, or you're getting your user details, credentials for the very first time, so then and there, what you need to do, you need to look into the regional information. And here, by default, there is some predefined information which has already been set. For example, the territory you'll be able to see always as the United States. For the very first time, it is going to be United States. Now, let's say you're working from India, right? And you want to change this value from United States to India, so that I can specify in the system that the territory in which this account is used is in India. Not a mandatory step as such, but it is good to do these kind of settings. But especially some of these remaining ones are going to be really helpful, right? So territory is something we can fix here. Date format. So we have a lot of date formats here. So you have the format, along with that, you have the example that how the dates are going to look like in the system. So if I choose any of these format, how the corresponding dates are going to look into the system is something which is listed here. Now, two practices are followed here. One is, many times business says this is the format that we are going to follow across the application. Means each and every user account by default is going to have this particular format. And second practice is where user is free to define these formats as per their convenience, right? So any changes that I'm going to make here is only going to impact my account. It is not going to impact any other user account, right? So that is also something you need to understand here. So let's say I want to have the date format like this. It is easy for me to understand. Then I can go with this format, right? And anywhere within the application, whether it's on the configuration page, it is on the reporting page, whether it is on the functionality page, where the date is available on the screen. So the format is going to be followed like that. Okay. Then you have the time format, right? So time format also, as per your convenience, you can follow 12 hours format or 24 hours format. So whatever the possible combinations in terms of formats which are available here. So whatever for time format that you want to follow, you can fix that format accordingly wherever the timestamps are there on the screen, maybe at the time of report generation and all. So on all those screens, system is going to display the results or display the time in this particular format. Then you have the number format. What are the possible combinations in terms of number format that are generally followed across the globe are available here. So normally in India, we follow this one, the first one, but you also have the other formats which are applicable across the globe, where sometimes instead of comma, dot is used to uh, as a separator. Then for decimals, comma is used, right? So that is also format globally which is followed. But what exactly or what format our organization follows, or how you want amounts to be available or numbers to be available on your account, so that is where you can select your specific format. Then you have the currency. Currency means what is going to be my default currency for any kind of notification that I'm going to receive. So this is not the currency in which I'm going to maintain my books of accounts or in which I'm going to do the accounting entries. No, this is not that, but this is by default. If I'm receiving any notification, this system sends some notification for certain transactions. And in that case, the default currency means the currency in which my notification should reflect. Notification contains amount and all, right? So let's say I'm maintaining my books of accounts in USD, correct? But I want that all the notification which are coming to me should be displayed as per the INR. Then I can select that default currency for the purpose of notification. This is not going to impact your currency in which the transaction is. It is going to remain as it is, but this is only for the display purpose that by default, in which currency I want the amount should be displayed. Okay, so this is for that purpose. Then you have the time zone. Time zone is important. So when you access the system gives you time zone, various time zones at various places, right? So example, when you run the report at that point of time, various processes that are running in the application system maintains or it maintains the timestamps for that. So as per the time zone that is selected here, right? So by default, it is US based time zone. So you can select the one which is applicable, right? So let me try to find out the one which is applicable for India. So this is the one. Okay, so I'm not saying always it is going to be India. It can be any region in which you are working, right? If you're working in a project which is US based, then maybe you want to have all this detail as per the US format and all. So that is how you can configure this basic general preference detail under regional. Okay. So let me save and close this one, right? So once this is done, the basic thing is to be done here. And let me move back again here and let's focus on some other aspect, right? So just do one thing. Let me adjust the size of the browser so that we can see all the options here. So here at in the bottom of the page, there is an option called about this application, right? So about this application, so again, it's not a mandatory thing that you should be doing, but it's a good practice to understand that what is the current version of the application and all that is going to help you to understand is there's any upgrade in the application which is overdue or which is going to be implemented in the upcoming days, right? So what you need to do here is click on about this record. This is going to open a pop-up like this where you'll be able to find the details for Oracle Fusion application, a cloud application, and you'll be able to see these details like this. Okay. So let's try to understand what these details are, and then it's going to be helpful as a as a part of consulting team for you. Okay. So what exactly it is? So what happens is it's a cloud-based application, so it is not an application where Oracle has provided you with the application, and that application is going to remain as it is for the upcoming years and all. Right? Time to time upgrade is something that is required. New functionalities needs to be introduced into the application, and any bugs which are identified, right? So functionality wise or maybe any process wise bug may be there, right? So once those are identified, those needs to be fixed by Oracle, right? So as we know, it's a cloud-based technology. The maintenance and upgrade lies with Oracle. Okay, so it is not the business who's going to take care of the maintenance and the upgrade. It is always the Oracle who's going to take care of that part. Okay. Now, in that context, what Oracle follows a policy called quarterly upgrade policy. So just like in our mobile application also, we see upgrades are there, right? Although the frequency is not fixed, but we see upgrades are there, timely upgrades where we need to update our application in order to continuously use the application. Same way here also, quarterly upgrade policy is followed by Oracle, and the intent of those upgrade is to bring new functionality, new add-on functionality, new enhancements in the product that needs to be deployed. So for those quarterly upgrades are done. Along with that, any bugs which are identified which need to be fixed, those are taken care as a part of quarterly upgrades, right? So before doing the quarterly upgrade, Oracle always release the quarterly upgrade notes module wise that what are the changes that you can expect in these modules when the upgrade is done, right? So generally the product enhancements are done, and those enhancement related updates are released by Oracle. Then you also able to find if there is any bug which is identified. Now it has been identified and debugged. So those things are also something which is officially released at the quarterly upgrades. Okay. Now, in order to make the quarterly upgrade, the policy that Oracle follows is it considers the calendar year, right? So it has divided the calendar into 4 quarters, which is Jan to March as quarter one, April to June, quarter two, July to September, quarter three, and October to December, quarter four. And it is denoted with these terms A, B, C, D, right? Each quarter, a specific terminology they have used. Now, every quarter an upgrade will be done. So in a year, 4 quarter is there. So every year, 4 upgrades you can expect here, right? So this quarterly upgrade is not only applicable to one application, it is applicable to all the application across the globe. So what Oracle does, they have predefined schedule for region-wise schedule is there. So specific region, specific weeks or dates are identified, and then these upgrades are carried out within the application. Okay, so year-wise upgrades are done. So for example, if you talk about 2026, right? So if you say 26A, 26 means year, and the A means quarter one. 26B, 26D, 26D, so on, then followed by 27A, B, C, D, and so on. Right. So now if you look into this one, so we can understand this particular version of the application is on 26A, which means it is currently working with the upgrade of first quarter, which was applicable for the month of Jan to March. Okay. Now we are in already in April, correct? So uh, it is 7th of April today. So in the first week of April. So whatever the schedule of Oracle is, right? So maybe it is going to be applicable in the first month itself, or sometimes maybe in the second month on a higher side. In the third month, upgrade will be there. Correct. So now we can say now we already reached to April to June quarter. That means 26 B is now applicable on the application. Now, at whatever date and time the schedule is fixed, right? The upgrade is fixed. So at that point of time, system will be upgraded from 26A to 26B. Correct. So whenever I'm accessing a new application, I can clearly understand looking into this information whether any upcoming upgrade is being planned or not, right? So here I can say yes, it is planned because now we are in 26A, we are in April. So 26B should be applicable. So upgraded version should be 26B from 26A. Okay. Then we have some more information here, 11, 13, 26, 01, 0. So let's also try to break down. Although not something which is very critical, but we should be having understanding of this thing also. So 11 means The product was officially released in the year 2011. So you always see 11 as the hard-coded number here. Then you have 13, right? So 13 in the year 2017, there was release 13. Okay. So what happened is from 2011 to 2017, there are a lot of changes that had to be done in the application because it was a new application at that point of time. So whenever a new application is there, right, it cannot be at par with all the industry related solutions, right? So a lot of development enhancement was done within the application. And in the year 2017, when the release 13 was reached, so at that point of time, it was found that the application is at par now, meeting the requirement of almost all the industries which are there in the market or globally which are there, right? So at that point of time, that particular release was announced as a static release. So you'll always find along with 11, 13 is the hard-coded value that you'll see, right? So that is the only information for these two numbers, correct? Then you have this 26010. So what exactly it means? 26 means year, current year. So this is equivalent to this year 2026. 01 means in which month the upgrade was done. So if it is 01, then that means January. If it is 02, means February. If it is March, that means the third month. Okay. Now here, when it is going to change to 26B, this is going to change to the month here, and dot zero means by default only one upgrade is applicable. Okay, only one upgrade is applicable in a quarter. By any chance, any specific instance, if more than one upgrade is done, correct, in that case this is going to be dot 0 to 0102 and so on. Generally it is not done, but let's say some very critical bug is identified which has stopped the overall working of the application, or because of which Oracle has to go out of the schedule and release some application upgrades. In that case, this number is going to show how many times the upgrade has been done, right? So this is the basic piece of information that we should be able to have an understanding of, so that anytime when it's a new application that we are going to access, at that point of time we can understand that what kind of application version is this, any planned upgrade is there or not, right? And how we can find the schedule and all. So always the admin users who are maintaining the application, they'll be receiving notifications, emails from the Oracle specifying what is the date and time schedule for the upgrade, right? So they'll always have that kind of information with them. Now, team, with this, let me move to the next part here, which is what we are going to do from tomorrow, which is going to be the regular classes, right? So what we'll be doing here, we'll be using these configuration workbooks, right? So let me highlight it here. So these configuration workbooks is something that we'll be using for doing the configuration in the application, right? So one by one, we'll be looking into these tasks. We'll understand this task, right? And also we'll be having an initial discussion, the basic structure and all. So those things will be having a discussion on detailed discussion, and then one by one we are going to configure this task. And here we'll also understand what is the expected solution that we are going to create, right? So that is something we are going to do from the regular class. Okay. Now let me also show you something here. Just give me a moment. So let me open up another file here. All right. So along with the configuration workbook team, what we are going to do within the class when we are going to do the configurations and all. So in the class only, I'm going to prepare something called the working files or the working notes, right? So there is no need on your part to take the notes separately. You just need to attend this session, right? I'll be taking the notes whenever applicable. Those notes are going to be maintained as a part of working file. So each and every module will be having a separate file where we are going to capture all the notes that we are going to discuss in every day's class, right? So which includes the basic details, which includes the various topics like how to access the application, what kind of securities are available, then individual topics, which includes like enterprise structure, design, and all. Right, each and everything will be that we'll be discussing will be maintained here as a part of these working sheets. These working sheets will be shared with you along with the configuration workbook so that we can reuse the same when you're doing your practice after the class. Okay. So that is something which is going to help you a lot in terms of following what we are discussing in the class. So these topic related details, topic wise details will be capturing here. So here we'll be talking about the topics, some of the best practices, some of the solution related aspects we'll be talking, and all those things I'm going to mention it here as a part of your working note, right? So you should also be having access of these. Now, let me go back to the application also. Let's move a step ahead here and let's understand what is the next thing that is available here. So in order to do this configuration, in order to start the configuration, what we need to do, we need to go to setup and maintenance, right? So how to get the access of setup and maintenance, that is also something we'll discuss when we discuss the user creation process. So as of let's understand from where we are going to do the setup. We are going to do the setups from setup and maintenance. And here we have various financial areas or functional areas. So these functional areas represent the overall ERP. So financial is a part of ERP. Then you have human capital management, order management, procurement, and all. So whenever we are going to work on any specific area, let's say financial, so we need to select that here. So anytime, let's say by default, any other values there. So in order to start financial configuration, you have to make sure that this is selected to financials. Then you'll be able to configure the related task here. So what you have here, you have various functional areas, right? So you can go to these functional areas and look into this specific task, right? These are the various tasks which are available on the right hand side. So if I click on any task, it is going to take me to the details of the task where I can perform the task configuration, right? So let's say, for example, we have, let me find the any specific financial module. So let's say general ledger, okay? So general ledger related tasks are available here. Now the issue that is faced by the students normally is, I'm not sure if you have already seen this page, is what is the sequence that I'm going to follow? Is it the same sequence that I'm going to follow here in order to perform the task? Sometimes it is okay, but sometimes the tasks are not listed in specific sequence. So that is where students face issue that what task is to be done prior to the other task or what is the overall sequence, right? So it's maybe the case that some task has a dependent element on some previous task or some previous task has a dependent element on some of the corresponding tasks which are here. So for that, because only this is going to help you a lot where I have mentioned the task names in a particular sequence. Always we are going to follow this sequence, right? In real time scenario, also in the actual business, also I follow this sequence. And gradually, when you have done the setups of twice or thrice, you'll be able to recall this sequence, right? There's no need to just learn it or doing like that. Always follow this till the time you do recall it, and always use this as a reference document. Okay. So this is something where we are going to begin with the task configuration. One by one, we'll be looking into these applicable tasks and we'll be performing the task configurations. Okay. Now, hope this is fine. Now, what we are going to do when we go into the next session, we'll start from the scratch where we'll focus on the user creation process. Because as of now, I've shown you that I have the user credentials with me, how to access using the user credential, and then how to go to setup and maintenance, and how to access or configure various tasks. That is something we have seen. But going forward, what we are going to do, we are going to start from the scratch. We'll create our own user account, assign the roles to the user account, and from there we are going to proceed. Right. So step by step, we are going to proceed. So it is not going to be the case. Will on the very first day we are directly jump into the configuration and all. No, first, we will understand the prerequisite activities that we are going to do. And this is how we actually work in the actual project environment, where we do the prerequisite activities. Then going forward, we start with the configuration. But for that also, uh, We'll have a discussion of the various project stages which are there, how we are going to get the inputs, what are the inputs are there going to be there, and those things we'll cover, and then we'll move to the configuration. So configuration is not going to be a tough task, just navigate and perform the configuration. But what are the practices that are followed here? That is something which is going to be important. Okay. All right. So again, team, just to highlight, the admin team has already shared the link of Google Form. In case you have any queries, feel free to connect with the admin team. The official WhatsApp number you already have, right? So if you don't have, let me quickly highlight it for you from the PPT. Yeah, here you can take the number from here. You can note this number. So if you want to connect with the admin team, feel free to connect any doubts, any queries that feel free to ask so that you'll be able to successfully, based on that, you'll be able to enroll for this course. Now, again, let me give you a brief again about the course features and all. So the duration is going to be 3+ months, minimum 3 months, but it always goes beyond 3 months, like 3 to 3.5 months. 70 plus hours of the content that we are going to discuss, or 70 plus hours of classes will be having. The official timing is going to be Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Right? So normally it's a 1 hour class only, and always request my students to be on time, right? So that we can start at the right time and we can cover the daily agenda that we have for the meeting, right? 5 minutes here and there will be there. Like 5 minutes means we can end it around 8. That is something which I will try. But sometimes if we are in the middle of some topic, then it may stretch to 8, 10, and 15. So if it is comfortable with everyone, we can do that, right? Then each and every session or class will be recorded, and the lifetime access on the video recordings will be there so that you can use the recordings for your future reference also. So it will be uploaded on a daily basis to the TrioTech portal. That access of the portal will be given to you. Now, along with that, the access of the servers or the application will be there for the next 5 months, right? Unless and until you are enrolled as a part of the early bird offer. In that case, additional 2 month access will also be is extended to you. Then access to Oracle repository. So we'll see what is the Oracle repository and what kind of note it has. So that lifetime access of the same will be available to you. In case of placement assistance, a one-to-one doubt assistance. So for that team, or what specific mechanism we follow is we create an official WhatsApp group where all the communication related to the batch are done. So by any chance, if there is any doubts that students have, they can well communicate within the group, and also any documentation, any supporting documents that we are going to share. So that is going to be there in the official WhatsApp group only. And the approach of training that we are going to follow here is real-time project assignments. So it is not going to be like kind of training which is going on. It is kind of like a project that we are going to implement here. So the same approach we are going to follow here, right? As well as will be helping you out in preparation of your resumes for the upcoming interview opportunities, all right? And also will be sharing the questions for the interviews, so that is going to help you out to prepare for the mock interviews and all, right? Reference full-time and freelancing opportunities I've already mentioned, right? So we are connected with various consulting organizations where based on their job opportunities, we have recommended our students. So along with that, any ongoing job opportunities that we have, so that is also something very happily we'll be sharing within the group so that our students on priority can apply to those job opportunities. And what is the mode of communication? So it is in the WhatsApp group only we share these opportunities, right? So both for the freshers and experienced students, we share this, right? All right, let me move to the last part, which is question and answer. So in case we have any doubts and queries, any question and answer related to this course, please feel free to ask. I don't see anything here as of now in the Zoom chat, but if you want to quickly have a discussion, unmute yourself, you can discuss, or just simply put it in Zoom chat. All right,
Hey,
students. Yeah, please.
So I've seen that TrioTech providing certification, right, in the website.
Mhm.
So is that valid for any interviews or is it
Yes, yes.
just
Correct, correct. So when what you're going to do when you're going to share your profile for any job opportunities, then you'll be mentioning that yes, I have also done Oracle Fusion financial training. So at that point of time, you need to share your certification as a part of the documents, right? Because just mentioning that you have done the training, that is not going to suffice the requirement. You need to share it as a documentation. So you can use that. That is going to be an advantage where based on the details in the interviewer will be able to understand yes you are well trained on the product.
okay? This certification is not a replacement for the Oracle certification, right?
That's a professional certification which is offered by Oracle University, right? So module wise certifications are there. That's a different.
Okay.
So it's a a training certification which is going to be a training completion certification which is going to be issued by the TrioTech Institute, and that certification is the professional certification exam that you need to give.
Okay. Thanks.
Yes, sir. If you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat, or you can just unmute yourself and discuss it here, right? Yeah. So again, team, from tomorrow, the meeting links are going to be changed. So the first thing that once you completed your enrollment will be done is you'll be shared with the instance credential, the access of the servers will be given to you, along with the with this, TrioTech portal access will be given to you. Also, you'll be added to the official WhatsApp group, so that any communication related to this group you'll be aware of. When you'll be provided with the link for practice and reviews, right? So that link, so once you completed your enrollment, in a day or two, you can expect the links will be shared.
So,
Yes, please. Go ahead if you have any questions.
Hi,
All right,
Abhishek.
team. Yeah, yes, please.
Yeah, how many months providing for the access for the login credential?
So it will be 5 months access, starting from the day on which your the full credentials are shared from that day to for the next 5 months.
It is a test for the end user using access. Oh,
We have a couple of instances which are there. So one is the test instance that will be sharing. We call it as inter. So that's a private instance that we have, and another one is going to be Oracle demo instance.
okay. And the recording video access, how many months will be providing?
Lifetime.
12 months.
No, lifetime. It will be lifetime. So once you have the access, it will not be revoked anything. You'll be having
And
lifetime access.
yeah. And the daily classes we should conducting 7 to 8 a.m., right?
7 to 8 a.m. on a daily basis, Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday. Sometimes it will be delayed like 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Uh, Delayed means it will start from 7 to 8, but let's say we're in the middle of the topic, and if everyone is okay with that, then we can extend by 10, 15 minutes. But sometimes what happens, we have students who have their working hours also. So in that case, we'll make sure the agenda is very well covered with 7 to 8 time.
Okay. And this workshop material is there. You are giving at Excel sheet. That is providing to everyone or how you providing?
Yes. So what happens is once you are done with the enrollment, you'll be added to the official WhatsApp group. All kind of documentation, all kind of communication related to training patch will be done through that official WhatsApp group. So you'll be having access to all the documents and everything. It will be shared in the WhatsApp group. You can download it from there.
Okay. So thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. All right, team. So we can end this session here. Feel free to connect in case you have any doubts, any queries, or you're facing any issues while doing the enrollment. And let's meet tomorrow at 7. So from there, we'll start our regular classes. And from there, we'll take it ahead in terms of configuration and training. So thank you, team. Thanks for joining. Have a great day. Thank you.